Good afternoon, I'm Angela Lagunzad and this is One News Now. President Bongbong Marcos scores the poor implementation of the PUV modernization program. Marcos Jr. said that while the program is necessary, the government's implementation of it was good or was, quote, not good. He added that its timetable should be looked into so electric vehicles could soon be integrated in the program. The president also said,
That's why kailangan pag-aralan natin ang timetable. Hindi ganun kasimple. We have to look properly at what the real timetable is for the introduction of electric vehicles. Kung talagang kailan, kung pwede na ngayon. Talaga ko hindi pa pwede ngayon.
The president also said that traditional jeepneys must be inspected as some units may still be in good running condition. He also hopes transport groups would reconsider their planned week-long strike.
May luma naman na pwede pang gamitin eh. So baka tignan natin na hindi yung just because 5 years old or 10 years old, hindi na pwede. Kung maganda mag-alaga yung driver, maganda yung jeep niya, pwede pang gamitin yan, safe pa naman. It's not that simple, but I'm hoping na dito sa mga initiatives na iniisip natin, makakumbinsi naman natin ng mga transport groups na huwag na muna mag-strike.
The Coast Guard reports an oil spill off the coast of Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro. This came from the MT Princess Empress, which capsized on Tuesday and was carrying 800,000 liters of industrial oil. Based on its aerial surveillance, the oil spill is around 6 kilometers long and 4 kilometers wide. Authorities said all 20 crew members aboard the vessel have been safely rescued and brought to shore. The Environment Department said the oil tanker encountered engine trouble resulting to its sinking. The agency assured the public that it is monitoring any impact to biodiversity and livelihood in the area. Moving on to other stories, Adamson University and the University of the Philippines urge fellow students to wear black today to protest the death of John Matthew Sisilig. Authorities found the body of 24-year-old student dumped and buried at a vacant lot in Imus, Cavite. The victim's brother says Salilig went missing after attending a party of the Tau Gamma Phi fraternity in Binyan, Laguna, which turned out to be welcome and initiation rites. According to the investigation of the Binyan police, the victim was beaten up before his death. The PNP is now eyeing charges against around 16 to 18 individuals involved in the alleged hazing.
Dumating ang grupo ng fraternity dito coming from Adamson University around 1 p.m. ng February 18 at nagsimula na agad sila past 1 ng kanilang initiation rites. Past 3 p.m., ang sabi ng ating witness, napansin niya ang ating victim ay sumuka. Tinanong naman daw nila to, okay lang, kaya. At natapos daw yung initiation rites around 5 p.m. Habang nakasakay sila dun sa sasakyan ng isa nilang kasamahan, ay ito ay nagdeliryo ang ating biktima hanggang siya ay bawian ng buhay. Papailan natin sila ng yung violation sa anti-hazing law natin. At ito ay may kaparusahang reclusion perpetua.
Now, over in Hong Kong, police continue search operations for the rest of the body of model Abby Choi, who had been chopped up. Authorities are now digging through a landfill after witnesses say they saw the suspects dump something in the area prior to the discovery of the model's gruesome murder. Initial search operations by authorities at a graveyard hit a dead end. Before this, Choi's head and other body parts were found in a large soup pot and refrigerator in Hong Kong's suburb of Tai Po. So far, the local police had arrested 5 suspects for the killing of Choi. Among them, the model's ex-husband, former brother-in-law, and father-in-law. Time to take a quick break. One News Now will be back with more stories. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Angela Lagunzad. Senators are dismayed over the House of Representatives' proposed way to amend the Constitution, noting that the move is too expensive. One of them is Senator Robin Hood Padilla, who continues to push for the amending economic provisions but not through a constitutional convention. Mayan Los Baños with the full story.
Senator Robin Hood Padilla insists on focusing on economic provisions such as entry of foreign investors in amending the Constitution. Padilla says the most efficient way for this is for the Congress to convene itself as a constituent assembly, allowing it to directly propose amendments to the Constitution come election time. However, the lower house is pushing for a conduct of a constitutional convention, where an election by the people will first be conducted to determine the delegates of such convention. Padilla points out that the costs necessary for the election and per diems of the CONCON delegates will hurt the national budget.
Constitutional Assembly po, kami pa rin po. Kasi mas mura po yun at mas madali pong gawin. Kung tungkol lang naman po kasi sa economic provision ng Constitution, kami na lang, wag na natin masyadong pahirapin pa. Ang gusto lang naman natin na pumasok dito yung mga foreign investor. Naglabas yung NEDA, election pa lang, 28 billion na. Wala pa yung gastos ng pasweldo sa mga CONCON delegates, opisina nila. Siyempre, meron din yan, malaki yan.
The House also did not set limits on the provisions that they would be amending once discussions on CHA-CHA starts. This means even political provisions, including term extension for elected officials of the government, can possibly be inserted.
Pinag-usapan natin ng political structure ng bansa. Mga mahal kong kababayan, litawan na dyan ang kanya-kanyang interest sa politika. Ang haba po niyan. Economic provision lang tayo talaga muna. Sa akin, doon lang muna tayo sa pinakamatipid. Hindi natin masyadong sasyakin ng taong bayan na eleksyon na naman. May eleksyon na ng barangay, may eleksyon na naman para sa CONCON. Parang lagi na lang tayo nag-i-eleksyon po.
Padilla does not discount the possibility of a deadlock in case the House and Senate would not agree on what provisions in the Constitution to revise. The senator is convinced that there is higher chance his colleagues in the Senate will approve of CHA-CHA if it will focus first on economic provisions. But this early, several lawmakers in the upper house have already closed their doors to CHA-CHA. Senator Rizzo Ontiveros believes charter change is not what the country needs at this moment, especially as Filipinos are suffering from other problems like high inflation. Ontiveros says lawmakers should do away with the tale of make-believe that CHA-CHA will solve the nation's challenges. Senator Nancy Binay meanwhile reminds Congress that President Marcos himself already said that CHA-CHA is not a priority under his administration. Binay said what should be prioritized right now are solutions to problems, not CONCON, not CHA-CHA. Senator Sonny Angara meanwhile keeps an open mind on CHA-CHA, but he commented that CONCON is a very pricey way of revising the Constitution, including the 10,000 peso per diem or daily allowance for delegates. This Thursday, the Senate will start its public consultations regarding charter change. There will be a hearing in Davao, next in Luzon and Visayas. Reporting for News 5, Mayan Los Baños, we are One News.
Malaysian Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim is expected to arrive in Manila today, the first head of state to visit under the Marcos Jr. administration. According to Malacanang, President Bongbong Marcos will lead a welcome ceremony for the Malaysian leader. This will be followed by a bilateral meeting with discussions on political, security, and economic cooperation. The President and the Malaysian Prime Minister are also expected to discuss regional and international issues. Prime Minister Anwar will be staying in the country until tomorrow, March 2. Now here's a quick look at today's other top stories. The Philippine humanitarian team deployed to Turkey is back home. The 82-member contingent who arrived at the NAIA last night retrieved at least 6 bodies and assessed over 30 damaged buildings. The Office of the Civil Defense said all of them are in good health and will undergo debriefing. The government will be adding more Kadiwa ng Pangulo stores. President Bongbong Marcos says up to 500 areas nationwide now have the shops, where food items are sold at much lower prices. The government aims to help farmers, small businesses, and consumers with the expansion of the Kadiwa program. Justice Secretary Boying Remulla faced the United Nations Human Rights Council again in Geneva, Switzerland. There, Remulla discussed some steps his agency is undertaking to address prison overcrowding. Among these are the digitalization of prison records and assessment for release of old and sick prisoners. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Angela Lagunsad. We are One News.